Let's take a look at this house in Rochester, New York, my quasi hometown. I remember Olympia Drive. These are areas that I would frequent when I was a kid, and I thought it would be cool to go back and check out the real estate there and see what houses are actually going for. So we've got this beautiful house here. It's 239,900 is probably the appraisal on it. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,715 feet. So we're going to see kind of how it looks in comparison to homes that, other homes on the site or other homes on this channel that are from Florida. It's just a very different feel for the houses. They're just built differently. There's a different feel for them. But let's see what this house would be like for $239,000. So right away we can see that it is well kept. Looks like the lawn is well kept. It's probably the fall because we see a lot of leaves on the ground here, so it looks like the weather is probably changing. You can see the trees changing. That's one thing that's probably something we miss in Florida. We don't really get that change of the leaves with the seasons, and I kind of grew up with that, so I kind of miss that. But this is an interesting house. Looks like we've got maybe our front door here. And then here off to the side, we have another door. So I wonder if this is some type of other suite, maybe like a mother-in-law suite or something like that. We'll see if we can kind of detect what that is. But overall, the manicured lawn is pretty good. It's not all brown. It's nice and green. Looks like there may be a privacy fence here. I wonder if this is for this particular house or not. The colors, they're okay. You got a little bit green going. It's kind of a two-tone here, green, and then we've got a brown going too. We see that they kept some of this green here in the door as well. So overall, looks very nice, very neat, very well put together. The shrubs look very well kept. They're small, but they're very well kept there. Nice little bench out front here. It's a little nondescript here in the front. I'm used to a little bit more architecture there in Florida, but this is kind of like a lot of the houses in New York will be. Nice view here from what's the left side here. Looks like this is a corner house, which is pretty cool. My parents' house was on a corner as well. So typically on a corner house, you get a lot of land, and you kind of get a lot of privacy with that as well. This house seems to be quite a bit away from this house here, our subject house. And so looks like you've got a lot of space there. Don't have to worry about neighbors. Don't look like a lot of windows here, a little bit there, but you got some trees and stuff blocking it, so you got a little privacy going on there. Notice the chimney here, so that means that there's a fireplace, which is nice to have in those winters when it's really, really cold in Rochester, cold and snowy. So very cool. Looks like they cut a tree down here but didn't remove that stump. So that's something that maybe a new owner would have to think about. But house doesn't seem too wide, doesn't go back too deeply, but it seems like it's has a nice width, but the length of it to the back is not so too long. So let's see kind of what it looks like even on the inside. That's nice. I like this stone with the number of the house on it. That's really important for firefighters and things like that to be able to find your house, or for people that you invite to your house, you want them to be able to find the number. So this is a kind of a cool thing here. It's got the little solar light on it, so it probably lights up at night so that they can see it pretty well. And yes, we can see the fencing off back here or whatever, so there's definitely some privacy as well. And the garage, 2-car garage off to the side of the house as well. Nice street, looks like a nice neighborhood. Oops, I think we clicked too fast there. Wow, really, really nice. It's not a huge area for the living room, but it definitely comfortably fits this nice, big, comfy chair here. And then you've also got a sofa. I like what they did, choosing this table. I've seen this base for tables before. I think my mom had a base like this in her living room. that's where I seen that before. I'm like, I've seen this base before because it had the little round ball on the one side or whatever, and then the table kind of sits on top of it. So my mom had that base actually. So very cool. I can see this other one here. They've got another one that kind of matches it there. So everything looks really well adorned. The carpet looks really clean and nice. Wow. So that's something that you'll see in a lot of houses up north. You're going to see a lot more carpet there too. So, wow. Oh, so we've got 3 chairs in there. So they've got another chair here, another love seat probably or something here. And so this actually looks pretty good. Looks spacious. Doesn't look like, I like what they did here with the glass because you can walk by it and not bump into it. You can comfortably get to the couches and all that. So that looks kind of cool. See, we got an air conditioned unit. So it looks like it's not going to be central air like you would find in Florida, but you're going to have at least a unit here where you can have air. I wonder if it does heat too. I wonder how their heat works here. But very cool. Very nice. The curtains feel a little bit dated with this style of it here. I think it's nice though. It's very well kept. And it looks nice. I think it looks nice, but it feels a little bit dated. It feels like the 70s, right? But maybe this house was probably built, in the 70s or before. It looks like a nice step down here out into, maybe the foyer or so. And then you got some stairs going up here, carpeted as well. Carpet and wood, so I guess it's carpet down the middle, which is kind of cool. I like the fan here. The fan is kind of well presented. All of this looks really nice. It feels like home. I think people would maybe be a little bit, I think they would be a little afraid to go in there and sit because it just feels like, oh, it's so clean and it's so well presented. And there's a lot of pillows too, so you're not going to get on that couch too quickly. So if whoever had this house, I can tell this is probably a woman because of the number of pillows. Whoever had this house, they're definitely like, you're not going in my living room to sit. That's how my mom was. Is like, stay out of my living room. So, but yeah, the green plants, make it homely. Oh, I love the calla lilies here. That's pretty cool. Wow, the candles or whatever, this feels like it's a home. I feel like, if you're there, you'll feel like home. Nice, light furniture that matches the cabinets. I like these cabinets. I kind of like the color of this cabinet here. I don't know if the picture represents it really, really well. Or depicts it exactly as is, but this color is kind of nice. I like that. So they try to put the table and everything to kind of match the kitchen, and it's really traditional. This is really traditional. It's not way overdone. It doesn't have to be a monstrosity of a house for it to feel homey and to feel cool. Wow, I would love to sit here and have breakfast in the morning, little more space I would like here between the wall and the. Let's go back and see if we can tell how much. Oh no, there's space there. I don't know why this picture looks like there's not a lot of space there, but I guess if you're sitting there, someone's probably not going to be able to walk by. They might be able to squeeze by, but so it's not a huge house, but it feels real comfortable and homely, right? Love what they did with the fruit and the lemons and all that stuff. Whoever designed that up is pretty good. Looks like it's very comfortable to sit. It's a nice island in the middle with the stove here. They put the full stove there, so not just a cooktop, which is kind of cool. You can see the backyard out the window there. You got a nice view of the backyard. It's probably nice when it's snowing and that first snow of the season or whatever. You get to see that coming down while you're in the kitchen cooking. New York and Rochester is an apple state. Have a lot of apple farms and things like that. So. I remember mom baking apple pies and things like that. So this is kind of a cool place to do that. Wow. Got a nice little seat here where you can, it looks like 2 seats where you can kind of sit, just kind of have a little discussion or fiddle on your phone while you're cooking or something. You're waiting for something to get done. I like the backsplash here. I think it's a little big for me. I think the tiles are a little bit big for a choice for me for a backsplash, but yeah, it's kind of cool. I think it kind of works. I think the floor tile kind of works with the color of the cabinets too. I think this is done really well. The cabinets are done really well. I really like that. just the look of the kitchen is really, really cool. Another small nook here next to the refrigerator where you can prepare little things or, hold little things or put things down. So there wasn't another stove. So this is the main stove. So the main stove is an island, which is cool. We got our refrigerator here. Probably could be updated just a little bit. Wow, this is nice. This is a nice cozy area. Got the little space heater going on here. I think I had one of these type vases in Florida. But you have your fireplace, and I see I don't know if it's actually wood or whatever, but I know you buy those and you burn them in your fireplace. So this is an actual working fireplace, which is nice. You have a lot of that in New York because of the weather. Nothing like the smell of burning wood when you're at home. It's just a wonderful thing. It's just very traditional. This is all very traditional. Look at the lamps and just great choices here to make the space really feel like home. I just think it just feels like just really cozy and a home that you can just chill out in. Wow, very nice. Now the TV on the wall over here, I guess that's probably maybe one of the only places they could put it. Let's see if we can kind of see. Yeah, there's not really another place really maybe they can put it. But that's cool, having a TV there, whatever, be able to chill out here and watch your shows. Nice. The fish tank and all of that. Very, very well done. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Looks like there's an upstairs too, so it's probably going to be pretty interesting too. So now we see here a nice bathroom. I like this backsplash here. Reminds me of my dad's house that he just sold and before he went to North Carolina. Nice backsplash there. Looks like definitely needs some paint and some stuff going on here, so you'd probably have to clean that up, but that's cosmetic. That's something that can be done. Wow, beautiful. I love the style of it. It's not overdone. It's very cozy and comfortable. This looks really nice. I like the bed here. A little bit older feel for the background of the bed, I feel like myself. But I don't think we see too much of this anymore. I don't think we see too much of the headboard being like, having the drawers and the mirrors and all that kind of stuff. But I think this is really cool. It looks like a nice, comfortable place. Yeah, look at that. Makes the room feel bigger, I guess, with the mirrors too. The room just kind of feels bigger. Very cool there. Guess this is another bedroom here. Oh, I see they have their heating in the floor, so in the floorboards. Whatever, I forget what the name of it is, but they got their heating here. So this is kind of what we're used to having heating when I was growing up in New York too. So they have their air conditioning unit, but they also have their heating here too. But still nice colors. I love the browns. I love the kind of muted, colors here. Just matches the carpet. Looks pretty well kept. This looks like it may have been some type of office or something like that. So probably could use a little paint, a little clean up and paint here and there, but it looks pretty good, right? Something going on with this door here. Might need a little bit of fixing. That's just kind of minor, but this looks really nicely adorned, this other bathroom here. I like the colors. I like the grays and all that, and how they're mixing a little bit of the dark with the light. You always add a little bit of green because it always makes the house look nice and feel natural and feel like you're in touch with nature. And yeah, this is nice. This countertop is nice. Like the house in Apopka, we saw that house in Apopka that had like the really dark marbling or whatever, and they were just overdoing it. But this is nicely done here. I like the fixtures, all that looks really, really nice. And outside the house is really well kept. You can see in the front door here, you can see that it's really well kept. Manicured pretty nicely. The outside, the paint doesn't look all chipped or whatever. It looks like there might be a couple little things here and there, but doesn't look chipped at all, especially with the hard winters that we have there in Rochester. it's gonna be kind of hard to maintain that, for your house or whatever. But it looks like they definitely put time and effort into keeping the house maintained and looking good. This is the all American quintessential American home. It's very nice here. It's got a little something going up here on the ceiling here. We've got to figure out what that would be, but it's kind of a nice house, man. If you're up in the New York area and that's kind of where you want to be at, this might be one that you look at, right? Nice area in the back here. Maybe that's a fire pit or something going on there that not really sure, but it looks like maybe it's like maybe a fire pit or something for there. Very cool. It looks very comfortable. You can sit out here, hang out. Kids playing it out the back or whatever. You got your grill out there or whatever. You're going to have a lot of fun. It's beautiful. Nice trees there. You don't have the palm trees like Florida, but this is a nice deck back here. I haven't seen a deck in a long time. But lots of trees and the colors changing or whatever. It's got to be pretty awesome to sit out there and hang out. Wow, beautiful. Nice yard space. If you have kids or whatever, or grandkids coming over, whatever, this is going to be a lot of fun for them. They could play football back there and, a little bit of baseball we used to do that when we were young or whatever, avoid the windows, but you could play a little baseball, football, frisbee, that type of thing. But overall, beautiful, beautiful house, well set. Looks like the neighborhood is well kept as well, so not bad. It's a smaller house than what we've seen, but beautiful, beautiful. What do you guys think? Would you live in a house like that?